Hey everyone! Today I'm going to teach you how to do your very first pull-up. Okay, so if you've been following me on Instagram or on Facebook, you already know that I love pull-ups. They're one of my faves, but I wasn't always able to do them. So if you can't do pull-ups, you're struggling, they seem really impossible, don't worry, stay calm, stay consistent, and I'm gonna talk you through how to do them because it's so worth pushing through. That first kind of, it might even be like 2 months. I'm not gonna lie, it may be a while, but you've got to just start. And you're gonna feel so good when you're finally like able to do one. Just blah, I can't even vocalize. So yeah, anyway, let's get into it. Okay, so the first thing I'm going to talk to you about today is grip. So you will generally see people grabbing the bar like this when they do pull-ups, okay? So your palms, the back of your hand even is facing you. To begin with, that's not actually the easiest grip. So depending on the bar that you have in your gym, you may be able to grip the bar with your palms facing you, okay? Or it may have like the bars that can then come out. So if you can grab those, that's also a really nice beginner's grip. It uses a little bit more of your biceps, your arm strength, or with your palms facing you. For example, if you're working out in a park and you just have like a plain bar like this, then grip it with the bar facing you and don't go wide. Make sure that your hands are in line with your shoulders because that's going to be a much easier starting position. Because once you can do those, and then when you get to about 5 of these, I don't want to say easier grip pull-ups, then you can start practicing on the pull-ups with your palms facing away from you. That's a little bit about grip. So choose whichever one your bar allows for, so like this or like this. Don't start off trying to do these big wide ones that you see other people doing in the gym. Just this or this. Okay, so the first thing that you're going to start doing are called eccentric or negative reps. I think eccentric sounds a lot nicer. Let's leave the negative to one side. So first of all, you're going to be doing eccentric reps. So this is where you grab the bar and then you're going to jump up, and then as controlled as possible, you're going to lower yourself back down. Okay, so let me just show you here. I'm getting a bench and I'm placing that under the bar so I can reach it nice and easily, taking hold of the bar, jumping up, and then lowering myself back down. And remember, pull-ups aren't just your arms, you're mainly working your back. So really try and focus on squeezing your back muscles as well and making that mind-muscle connection. So this is going to start working all of those muscles that you're going to be using when you're doing your pull-ups. So they're great. Stick with them. These are the only ones that I did when I was trying to learn to do pull-ups, and now I can do, on a good day, I've done 15 pull-ups. On an average day, I can easily do 8. Eccentric pull-ups, they are fantastic. So to begin with, we're going to do, just try and do 3. Just try and do 3, rest a minute, try and do another 3, rest a minute, and do another 3. That's all you need to worry about. And if they do feel really difficult, that's normal, don't worry. Just trust in the process. They will get easier and easier and easier. And if you do enough of these eccentric reps, you are going to be able to do a full rep. It's going to happen. Okay, so the second technique that we're going to apply are the controlled eccentric reps. I talk these through on screen. I'm going to show you in the gym what they look like. I've got the bench there underneath to help me. I'm jumping up. I'm counting to either 3 or 4 at the top, lowering halfway down, counting for that same beat again, and then lowering all the way back down. So it's like we were doing before, but more controlled. So you're going to do your eccentric reps as before, but what you're going to do is when you're at the top, you're going to try and count to 5, but even if you start off just like 1, 2, 3, and then you're going to lower yourself down until this is about parallel, then you're going to hold yourself there again to the count of 3 or 5. And then from there, you're going to lower yourself down nice and controlled all the way down. So you get that full stretch at the bottom as well, not just to here, all the way down. And then you're going to do that again. This is going to be really good at building strength in like sticking points in the movements. And yeah, we're just building on the strength that we've created from the original eccentric reps. Okay, the third technique we're going to talk about today are doing pull-ups with a resistance band. So the footage that I'm going to show here isn't the best footage because I don't actually have a resistance band to actually show you that myself. So these are videos of when I was practicing to compete, and also in a calisthenics competition that I did where I had to do pull-ups with a resistance band, because to be honest, I had never actually done pull-ups with a resistance band before. I literally just learned to do pull-ups doing the eccentric reps, but it's a nice complement to the eccentric reps to maybe finish on a set with a set of the resistance band reps. But don't rely totally on the resistance band. I would say to make the eccentric reps the priority. So you're just going to loop the resistance band around the bar, and then you're going to step your feet into it, and then you're going to do a pull-up. And it's going to just be like an extra push-up. So you're going to actually be able to work that concentric, so the pulling up part as well, instead of just jumping up. So there are benefits to the resistance band, but do make the eccentric reps a priority. In my personal experience, that's what I recommend. Also just going to mention Australian pull-ups, which are better done in a Smith machine as opposed to the squat rack because it's a bit more secure. Again, personally, I don't really rate these. I never used to use them, but give them a try. They might be a nice complement to your pulling training. And lastly, I just want to talk about using the assisted pull-up machine. Now, I don't recommend that you use it to be able to do a pull-up. I would say always go to the eccentric reps. And if you do want to do like assisted reps and feel that up the concentric part of the movement, to use a resistance band. I personally use an assisted pull-up machine alone, like just the pull-up machine, not the eccentric reps, for like years, and I never did a pull-up. It also kind of puts your body in a slightly different position, so you can just be pulling yourself up and down straight, but when you're doing a pull-up, you're actually have your back tilted a little bit and you're doing this, so it doesn't quite work the same angle and movements like the eccentric reps will do or the resistance band pull-ups will do as an actual pull-up. So I would avoid it personally. I would avoid it. Maybe if you don't have a resistance band and you're doing your eccentric reps and then your controlled eccentric reps, you're going to want to, and you want to just feel the up movement as well, then you could finish with like one set of about 8 to 10, but I wouldn't really rely on that machine to be able to do a pull-up, because yeah, from personal experience, the eccentric reps are the ones that work. Okay, so there you have it. So that is everything that you need to do. So I would recommend practicing between 2 and 3 times a week. You don't want to practice once a week, isn't really enough because it takes a lot, especially for women. It does take a lot of perseverance to be able to do a pull-up, but once you break through and you do that first pull-up, like they'll become a lot easier and a lot quicker, so your progress increases at a higher rate. But you really have to put the effort in to be able to get that first one. So you want to train between 2 and 3 times a week. More than 3 times is too much because you do need to rest and recover as well, and it just becomes counterproductive. So practice between 2 and 3 times a week. For the first few weeks, I would just focus on doing the eccentric reps, the first ones that I spoke about. And I would try to start off with doing 3 sets of 3. If that comes easily, do 3 sets of 5, and then you can increase and do 4 sets of 5, 5 sets of 5. And then from there, definitely after like 2 or 3 weeks, move on to the controlled reps as well. So you could be doing the first 2 sets as the normal ones, and then the last set as the controlled eccentric reps, and just keep going. And then I would say after like maybe even 3 to 4 weeks, just see if you can do a pull-up. Just try. And when I first started doing pull-ups, I would actually jump up, lower myself down, and then pull myself back up, because sometimes once you're already up there on the bar, it feels a lot easier to be able to do that first pull-up. So if you just kind of like jump into it and then continue from there. So there you have it. I hope that helps. I really look forward to seeing videos and Instagram stories of your pull-ups. Please send me your progress, tag me, I am Bax Lifts. Go over and follow me on Instagram and Facebook under that same handle. You can find me, and there are training plans also available on my website if you do want to build your strength or get into bodybuilding. It is payhip.com/baxlifts, and I will also make your personalized training and or nutrition plan. So get in touch with me today, baxlifts@gmail.com, to get started, and I can't wait to see your pull-up progression.